So Spring Anime 2025 is finally here, and with it is Mappa's newest original anime, a collaboration with Adult Swim and Cowboy Bebop creator Shinichiro Watanabe, Lazarus. What is going on, guys? I'm Finn. Welcome back to finnfilms. Today I'm going to be talking about Mappa's newest sci-fi anime, shonen Lazarus. An anime directed by Shinichiro Watanabe, the man behind two of the greatest anime of all time and two of my favorite anime of all time, Samurai Champloo and Cowboy Bebop. And hopefully today we can answer the question, is Lazarus the next Cowboy Bebop? Some of the younger anime fans out there, my Zoomer brethren, may not actually know this, but Adult Swim has a very long history with anime. Back in the early 2000s, Adult Swim was really kind of the only consistent place to find the hottest anime around in the United States. A large part of the eventual success of Adult Swim as a channel literally being down to it going all in on animated content, specifically on anime, or what was at the time viewed as just this kind of weird Japanese subculture, at least here in the United States. I mean, just listen to this absolutely banger list of anime that Adult Swim was airing in 2005. Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and Ghost in the Shell. That's legit like 4 of my favorite anime of all time that all aired in the exact same year. The equivalent to that would be something like clipping on Cartoon Network and seeing in the same year JJK, Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man, and like Attack on Titan. Adult Swim, seeing the absolutely insane ratings that they were pulling in from anime, became the home for anime in the United States in the mid to late 2000s. And this really kind of set off the groundwork, laid the foundation for anime becoming this mainstream phenomenon that it is today in the United States. Because, shocker, back in the day, at least when I was a kid and in high school, anime was for nerds and losers. Even today, Adult Swim continues to show anime and be the kind of spiritual home for anime in the United States as it continues to get exclusive anime adaptations. I mean, literally just last year, Adult Swim aired the anime adaptation of Junji Ito's Uzumaki. Which, well, actually, now that I think about it, maybe the less we talk about that anime, the better. But again, if you want to hear my full thoughts on the fiasco that was the anime adaptation of Uzumaki, at least everything post episode 1, then click the eye above. You can't keep a good man down, though, and Adult Swim are back once again. We are back out here in this thing, teaming up with what is easily the hottest, most popular, biggest anime studio around, Mappa Studios, to make an all-new original anime production, Lazarus. Now, over the last 10 years, we've seen the rise of Mappa Studios, very much Mappa becoming the kind of dominant force in the anime industry. Mappa have seemingly single-handedly ushered in this new age of kind of dark, more adult, and violent shonen anime, with the likes of Attack on Titan, The End, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Chainsaw Man, just to name a few. Oh, also, let me give a shout out to my boy Thorfinn in Vinland Saga. With all of these anime, Mappa have really kind of led the charge on really raising the standards of the quality of animation that a new, hot kind of shonen anime, just really new anime in general, are now expected to have, especially if they want to sit atop the top pantheon of new anime coming out. As Mappa very quickly gained a reputation for creating absolutely beautiful, high-budget, and amazing works of animation and awesome kick-ass fight sequences. Mappa very much raising the quality of the overall standard of animation, the standard and quality that a studio needs to produce to be a top animation studio. Of course, this insane quality does come at the expense of, all of the animators, the working people over in Japan, working insane hours in an absolutely toxic workflow environment, someone even dying in the process of potentially being overworked, allegedly by a studio. So, I guess this is the result of all this.
Oh my god.
What, is that too real for you? Basically, because of this reputation that Mappa has gained, deservedly so, I would say, any project that their name is attached to automatically receives a certain level of hype that begins to build around said anime. As soon as you see that Mappa is the studio behind an anime, immediately fans wonder, will this be the next big thing? Will Mappa strike gold once again? At the very least, with the Mappa anime, you generally know, even if maybe the quality of the story, the writing, the actual, story being told in the anime isn't like the most amazing thing ever, you know that at the very least, it's going to be very pretty and aesthetically pleasing to look at, and there's probably going to be some crazy-ass animations. And Lazarus, so far at the time of recording after just one episode, does not seem to disappoint on that front. So Lazarus is a sci-fi anime telling the story of a group of agents and criminals who are trying to save the world from a mad scientist named Dr. Skinner. Lazarus takes place in a kind of dystopian sci-fi future. Years before episode 1, a scientist named Dr. Skinner created a miracle drug, a painkiller called Hopna. The drug was cheap and said to have no side effects. As such, it was heralded as the drug that could save the world, a way to free mankind from suffering. But not long after he created Hopna, Dr. Skinner vanished mysteriously. Years later, Dr. Skinner would reappear, posting a message for the entire world, that a world without pain is no different from being dead, that Hopna was created as a trap, a test for mankind that we have failed. The drug has lived on within all of those people who took it, and that it would kill any person 3 years after their first dose, meaning that the first lives that will be lost to Hopna will come in 30 days. However, Dr. Skinner has decided to give us one chance. He has crafted an antidote, which he will give out to the world if someone can find him within this 30-day time period. Enter here our main characters, the group known as Lazarus, a team of criminals and agents who are experts in their fields and are charged with locating Dr. Skinner and saving humanity. Episode 1 primarily revolves around Lazarus attempting to recruit one Axel Gilberto, an acrobatic, parkour, and hand-to-hand combat specialist and a master of prison escapes who is currently serving multiple life sentences. The director of Lazarus, Hirsch, attempts to recruit Axel, offering him his freedom in exchange for joining the team and finding Dr. Skinner. But before she can manage speaking, Axel takes her hostage and makes his daring escape. The majority of episode 1 is filled with intense, beautifully animated action and chase sequences. As Axel escapes into the city, we get a couple of comedic scenes, and then he continues on the run from the Lazarus team who is trying to hunt him down. The episode ending when team members Christine tricks him and shocks him, knocking him unconscious, Axel finally waking up as the full team of Lazarus has finally been assembled. And let me tell you guys, I got a few thoughts. First off, we need to talk about the elephant in the room for this anime, and the reason why I think that it is currently sitting at a 7.7 on my anime list, when arguably, at least from my point of view, I think it should be higher. Lazarus is only available in America as the English dub, at least at the time of recording.
No. Wait.
Now, I talked about this in length in my Spring Anime 2025 in a nutshell video, so make sure you go check that video out. But I don't necessarily personally have a problem with this English dub. In the greater scheme of things, English dubs have come a long way overall in terms of quality, especially compared to when I was a kid, and more often than not, the English dub is a perfectly acceptable, much higher quality way to watch an anime, at least compared to how it used to be. That being said, call me an elitist, but I would always choose to watch anime in Japanese with English subs if I am given the option. I mean, hell, I even watched the newest Castlevania animated series in Japanese, and that was an English original. From everything I could find online, the Japanese language with English subs won't be available until sometime in early May. And while this is frustrating and a very interesting decision from Adult Swim, it does kind of make sense. Again, this is an original anime, it's not adapted from a manga, and it does air on Adult Swim on TV in America, which is always going to be in English. I personally watched it on Max, and again, there is no option for Japanese language with English subs, at least when I watched it. For whatever reason, they've seemingly decided to hold off on the sub version, at least in the States, and from what I can tell online, this seems to be the primary gripe and primary problem that many anime fans have with Lazarus so far. And I can agree, I do think that the Japanese language version will ultimately be better than the English dubbed version when it is fully released. I do think that anime fans, especially hardcores, will probably enjoy this version more, but to me, this is just a pretty minor nitpick, as overall the dub version is not bad at all. That being said, there was definitely far more that I liked than what I didn't like so far with this anime. One, I absolutely love the story premise and specifically the setting of this show. I love dystopian future sci-fi themes that are very much like grounded and based in reality. I think it fits really well with the world and the story that they're trying to tell, specifically this race against the clock to find this deluded scientist who has grown disenfranchised with humanity as a species, something that I definitely relate to him sometimes. This race against the clock as well does seem to be like it's going to be a very integral part of the show, and it very much raises the stakes and makes it just feel much more like high octane and intense, as each episode seems like it's going to end in an almost Majora's Mask-esque way with a black screen and the number of days remaining. As well, this anime has a very Cowboy Bebop-like vibe that is almost impossible to shake off, which makes complete sense when you realize that Lazarus' director is Shinichiro Watanabe, the man behind Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo, a man that I personally absolutely adore. Now, Watanabe has made it extremely clear in several interviews that he wants people to stop comparing Lazarus to Cowboy Bebop, but it's very hard, personally, not to, when there are just so many overlapping themes. From Lazarus' upbeat, jazzy, funky soundtrack to the sci-fi world, the pastel colors and character shots specifically on the poster for Lazarus, just how similar the main character Axel is to Spike and Cowboy Bebop. Really though, it seems like a lot of these similarities just tend to boil down to Watanabe's directing style and specifically his kind of artistic vision. Something that personally I'm not gonna complain about at all, as Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo are probably my two favorite anime of all time. And while Lazarus is very much distinctly its own thing, there is definitely the soul of Cowboy Bebop that lives on within Watanabe that seems to permeate itself within Lazarus as a whole. Really though, where I think Lazarus shines, at least so far from what I've seen from just one episode at the time of recording, is its action scenes and its amazing animations. Again, this is Mappa. We are expecting high quality animations, beautiful kind of cinematic scenes and moments, and they definitely delivered this in the first episode. I mean, this scene of Axel jumping off this building in the climax of episode 1 is one of my favorite pieces of animation in years, probably since some of those amazing scenes from Vinland Saga Season 2. Really though, where Lazarus shines, where it is in its element, is its high-octane, very realistic action scenes, which again, makes a lot of sense when you find out that Watanabe worked with Chad Stahelski, however you say his name, the director of John Wick, working with him for these action scenes. While these action scenes are insane and over the top in very much an anime way, they are at their core extremely believable and grounded at the same time. All of the crazy things that we see Axel doing in these scenes could be done by a very well-trained and athletic human being in real life, whether it be his crazy parkour moves or just his hand-to-hand combat. I absolutely love it when anime do this. As fun as it is to see, crazy mech fights, crazy magic, or over-the-top, insane human feats of strength and skill, like a Dragon Ball Z fight, I love when anime are grounded and display very realistic feats of skill, but do so in the only way that, anime really can do. I think it's why I love an anime like Hajime no Ippo so much. In totality, it really does seem like Lazarus was set up to try to be an all-time great, a almost genre-defining anime, especially if you look at the creative team of people that are working on it. You have the best anime studio in the business right now, Mappa, working with a legendary director who helped create two of the most iconic anime of time in Bebop and Champloo, specifically Shinichiro Watanabe, an insanely talented musical team making a slapping original soundtrack. And I can only imagine if Nujabes, rest in peace, were still alive to this day, this type of project would be the exact thing that he would want to work on. To top it all off, you have the freaking director for John Wick working with Watanabe to design these action scenes to help choreograph all of the fight scenes and all of the amazing action scenes. Sprinkle in some shades and vibes of one of the greatest anime of all time, Cowboy Bebop, and you got yourself quite a tantalizing anime. If this isn't an all-star list of talent in the creative field, especially for anime, then I don't know what is. The only question that I have then is, will Lazarus be able to live up to the insane hype of this all-star creative talent list of characters that I just laid out to you when it's all said and done? And personally, I have a feeling it just might. As always, guys, with these videos, these are just my thoughts and opinions, so feel free to let me know yours in the comment section down below. Let me know, what do you think of Lazarus so far? Do you think it will be one of the standout anime of 2025? If you did enjoy this video or learn something new, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, as that is the easiest way to support me, and it really does go a long way in helping to put this video into the algorithm. If you did enjoy this video, then want to check out some of my other anime content on screen now, like my Samurai Champloo video or my video going over all of Spring Anime 2025 in a nutshell. As always, guys, thank you again for continuing to watch me and support me. I hope to see you in the next one. Until next time, guys, stay safe out there. Peace, love, Adu.